Okay.
You do that whole thing?
Now we have to redo the whole story. Cause fucktard over here. Stop the movie. Just joking. He's sensitive. This is a serious moment we're having, so. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't be mad. Okay.
I'll be slightly mad, like mildly.
Okay. Well, use this anger towards your story.
Oh, true.
All right, here we go. Camping.
Emotional. Should I act it out for you guys?
Cramping.
Yes.
No. That's too much effort. Can't see the stars, kind of, but.
You're cramping? You're not a chick.
I said cramping, bro.
So,
He's having his man period. Okay, go. Go!
Okay, so, alright, we're camping.
Hey, Kevin.
And
Double-dash.com. Okay.
we're up camping. And it's pretty bad. I mean, we're up in BFE. It's camp. It's you know what camp is, I hope, at least, you know.
Not a hotel.
And so there's these, not a hotel, there's these trails that go back, you know, they wind back for miles and miles. And one night, we're all sitting at camp, and I've been left with the girls and a couple of the other guys that didn't want to go, you know, to watch over all this stuff. And it's probably 1:30 in the morning. And the other guys are out on a night ride. And they all split up in the trails and just go back and do their own thing. And they're going back, and they're probably 12 miles back from camp on this straight shot we always drag down. And as they're going down it, their headlights slowly fade in on this guy walking down the middle of the road. You know, he's nicely dressed and stuff, you know, not like some bum you find out in the middle of the mountains. He's actually pretty well nicely dressed. And he's not dirty at all. And they come up to him, and he's flagging them down, so they stop, you know. They're like, oh, we know something's wrong. And they're talking to this guy, and he goes, hey, my quad broke down up the road a few miles up, and I've been walking down this road with no flashlight, looking for someone to help me. Can you give me a ride back? Well, the thing is, there's no camps or anything that far back other than the one we're at. And they're getting a bad vibe from this guy the whole time. And so they're like, you know, these aren't our quads, we can't really help you. And he's like, oh, are you sure, man? Blah, 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 all this and that. He's just making all these excuses trying to get a ride down to the camp. He's like, I just need to get down back to the main entrance so I can call my buddies. Alright, well, they just told him that it wasn't their quads, they couldn't do it. It's not anything personal, that they just couldn't, you know, be liable. And so they rode off to the direction he was walking from, and they searched the trail that goes back for like an hour, looking like for within a 3-mile radius, and they could not even find a quad or anything. No, nothing. Not even cabins, nothing. And on the way back, they didn't even see the man walking down the road anymore. I mean, you can't walk 12 miles that fast. So, when they got back to the camp, we told them our story, which while we were sitting at the camp waiting for them, and this little weird-ass guy, you know, came out of nowhere, we just hear screaming and screaming and screaming. And, like, we thought it was coyotes starting to yip at first, but then, like, just kept going. The screaming kept going. And so, like, we didn't know what it was coming from all around us, so when they got back, we got in the trucks and went around, and it was still kind of going, you know, and nobody in the campsite was awake anywhere. The only other person that was awake was one of the camp counselors for this youth group that was there that walked out, and he looked like he had been asleep because he was tired. And so that's, like, kind of a creepy story. Bum guy, you know, gonna kill you back in the mountains, screaming. Scary.
Was that the story?
Yeah.
Oh, God, that was horrible.
I know.
No, I'm serious. That was good. That was good. I was really impressed.
Never saw him again.
Wow, what a weird guy, you know?
No.
Discussion time. How do you guys feel about that?
Life-changing.
Yep.
Yeah. Well.
No, there was a house on the property that I live on, and when there was some old couple living there, and there was a fire, and the house burnt down and killed the two couples the couple that was in there. And to this day, while we were, you know, fixing our house, you know, putting in the foundation and all that shit, you'd see charred remains of the house that used to be there. And after we built the house, every time you use a bathroom at night, definitely like on a new moon or something, doesn't matter, you can ask Brent, you know, you go into that bathroom and you just get an ice cold chill. I mean, it could be in the middle of summer.
Dude, at your house?
Yeah, and you get this ice cold chill just go straight up your spine.
There's this one specific downstairs bathroom.
The one that people
broken.
usually use. No, it's fixed.
Oh my god.
Just the
I've
toilet
always
and the
felt
sink.
weird when I went in there.
Yeah.
Like on Halloween. Dude, I kept going in there, you know, because I was like fixing myself up throughout the night and just felt weird. Dude, that's the one thing that I remember at your house, like feeling really, really super weird in the downstairs bathroom by
The
your
tiny
mom's
one?
bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was
like-
just because it was
I've
small,
been
you
in
know?
there before,
Yeah.
and it feels like somebody's standing right behind me. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, because it's so small. I just thought it was
I-
the space.
the
I
worst
do
is
not
when I was at
use that
Tyler's house
bathroom
and I
at
was in that
night.
bathroom, and the power went out while I was using the bathroom. It felt so creepy in there. I was like about to panic.
Wow.
Yeah.
But your house is really adorable.
I like his house.
Wow.
Except it's creepy when you're in
Have you
there
ever
alone.
been on Dairy Lane or Dyer Lane? My bad.
Dairy Lane.
No, Dyer Lane.
Where's that?
Like Alberta area.
Oh no.
Me and Nathan, we took it on prom, but I remember when I was like 7. I guess there was like an old slaughterhouse on it, and we found the like pieces of the slaughterhouse because like my mom is super into like searching for that kind of shit. Like she's fascinated, so yes, I get dragged along. And we found the like, you know, like the remains of the building. It was just creepy every time you drive down there. There's other stories about it, but I don't really know them. I was like 7, and it creeped me out, and I was freaking out. Like I was like, dude, the car is gonna stop. And this was Halloween night when we're driving through, and then we turned around and went home and got Taco Bell. I remember that. Yeah.
Remember your house that wasn't the one you had last time, but the one before that? The one where
Oh
that
my
murder
god.
happened?
Oh dude.
Wasn't that house like that too?
Okay, I lived in this house in Roseville. Do you know where Royer Park is? You know where that's at?
Isn't that
Downtown,
Rockland?
no, downtown Roseville. Downtown Roseville where that girl got murdered. Okay, well,
Wasn't I there that night though? Is that one house?
no, it's the house with the green carpet alley.
Yeah. Oh wait.
That was
never
Roseville.
mind. Yeah.
There was this kid that like was staying at his grandpa and grandma's house on my street, and he's like 17. His name is Matt, and he's like, you know, because we were moving out of that house, and he was doing the yard work for us so we can, you know, get the money back for renting it. And he goes, my mom, there was this stain, like this bleach stain on the green carpet. And we're like, why the hell would there be a bleach stain on the green carpet? And the guy that was like his grandparents lived in that house like their whole life, and he's like, well, you know that a girl committed suicide in that room, and that's probably like the bleach stain from the blood, you know, and they tried to clean it up. It was
that your
on like
mom's room?
green carpet, like 70s green carpet. Like this house was so fucking old, and we've got like pictures of like just like weird shit. Like we still have them like on our computer of like images of like people like, you know, shadows and shit walking through. Like, it was fucking creepy. And then we, like, right when we move out, we find out that somebody committed suicide. And my mom gave me a choice to choose which room. And when I first got there, I did not want that room. There was something about that room that I did not want. And it just, like, I chose the back room. But, I mean, and, like, a lot of shit went down with my family. And, like, it was just, like, a dark place to be. Like, my family had struggles, my dad, my stepdad, like, it was not a good place to live, and then to find out that it was just like a dark place, you know?
Yeah.
Remember we got all those pictures on the digital camera? We were
Yeah.
just sitting out in my living room, we turned off all the lights, and we just started taking, like,
But
random pictures, and
there was
like,
another time though, because one time I was like 9 or 10, and we were in your living room, and my mom had went out to have a smoke, and there was like flares outside, because two drunken people, like down by that bar, down that street, you know.
oh yeah, and then on our
had a
street,
stabbing.
there was a stabbing on our street, and like all the cops and shit came. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
It was just
There's
freaking-
blood like everywhere. It was
Yeah, there was
horrible.
like, we woke up in the morning and there was still like blood trails all the way from the bar to my house. Like, it was
Like,
gross.
horrible.
Yeah, I remember that, dude.
Yeah.
It was not a good place to live. It's freaking cute to live there though, but it's like their houses are adorable, but yeah, we found out like literally the last day that somebody committed suicide.
I think that's actually a requirement. They're supposed to tell you that.
Yeah, they are now.
If somebody commits suicide.
If
Or
anyone
somebody died in
if
the
someone
house.
dies in a house, you have to be told, because some people are, you know, superstitious and whatnot, and they are bugged by that type of stuff. So some
Yeah.
people won't even move into a house if someone just passed away in there. So if
I
someone is
don't. I mean, I probably would if they're friendly.
My uncle
wouldn't be
moved into a
alone.
house where this old rancher lived, and him and his girlfriend. It's my uncle. Fuck, I forgot his name. I don't ever talk to them. I remember who he is though. He's like bigger, heavyset guy. And Steve, that's what it is. I think it's Steve, yeah. And he was on the couch with his wife, and has his arm around her, and there's a space in between him. And then the picture, when it came out, you see behind them like a figure wearing a cowboy hat with like the face all sucked in. It's pretty creepy. You know, like those ghost pictures look? Yeah, it looked like that. It was pretty creepy.
I had one friend, I don't know who it was that told me this story, but I had a friend, she was saying that she was sleeping in her bed, and she was like sleeping over with someone. And they looked over at the wall where like the light switch was, and there was a black guy just standing there, looking at them.
He's probably horny. Just kidding.
Then they were kind of like freaking out, you know, and they just went back to sleep. Well, I guess they both woke up again, and the black guy was still standing there, and then there was a little white boy sitting on the dresser next to him. And
Dude, that's what happened to Michael Jackson.
they freaked out and ran out the door, and went and got her mom, and her mom came back, and all three of them saw the black guy and the little boy. Well, the next day, you know, because they left the house, and then the next day they came back, and they called the landlord or whatever, and, you know, they were asking him, you know, hey, who's lived in this house before, because we saw something, and he told him that a black guy and his foster kid, who was a little white boy, got murdered in that house.
That's so sad.
Dude, that's insane.
So they saw, you know, the black guy and the little kid, and, you know, and they described the person to them, like what they saw, and he was like, oh wow, that's the exact description of that dude.
The worst is up by where Margaret lives. We have a family friend. They have a... I don't know if you've ever been that direction. Actually, you have, huh?
I've been
No?
up there quite a few times, yeah.
You know that? You know, right before, you know, when you're going up the mountains, where it goes pretty much, you can take it straight, where you can, it's like that triangle split,
Yeah.
where her house and all them are here. You can go straight up to the Highway 20, you know?
Yeah, you can continue going up.
Right here on
the
that corner,
highway.
there's that house, but somebody lived there before they did and stuff. And the guy who lived there before my mom's family friend, he ended up, I think he killed himself in there or something. Some old creepy dude with like this beard and stuff. And I was in there one night. I was probably like 10, and we were all sleeping. You know, it was like a family party or something. I don't remember what it was, but we were all asleep. And I woke up, and I remember her friend, my sister's friend who lived there. You know, it was my mom's friend with the family, but their daughter was my sister's friend. You know what I mean? Anyways, her sister's friend had told me, like, hey, you know, I've seen somebody in this house before standing on the stairs. Like, her room was upstairs. She said she would sometimes walk out to go downstairs, and someone would be standing there facing the living room, and she would go back in. Well, I was asleep on the couch, and I woke up and I looked up. There's this creepy ass guy with a beard staring at me on the staircase, and I went back to bed, and I tried to, at least, you know, I laid there for like 45 minutes, and I looked back up, and he's still standing there, like staring at me, like really intently, and it's like hella scary.
Dude, I would have fucking booked it.
I was right next to my mom though, so I was just like, well, if he's gonna come for me, he'll come for her too. So I was like,
All right,
hella
well,
fucked out.
enough of the ghost stories. I'm getting freaked out.
I know, me too. Like,
Can't we just talk about happy things?
it was
All right, that's
yeah.
another video for next time. Okay.
You were taking a video the whole time.
Adios. Yeah. Bye. Say goodnight, everybody.
Night.
Night.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Say goodnight. Okay, whatever.
So G,
You're so
man.
cool. Oh, God.
So
Okay.
damn cool.
Bye.
Again,
Because
when
I'm